Guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Maureen Kumwenda and just hit 1k subscribers. Now it's time to get serious with content creation. I'm back again with another exciting video. Remember, here we educate, we are informative, we are real, we get personal, we're relatable. Yeah, that's just how we roll. How we love. You only get that joke if you're on TikTok. I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like friendship breakups really hurt. They hurt more than any other relationship. Let me begin with saying, I am such a lover. Like, I love love. And by loving love and me saying I love to love, this really isn't about romantic relationships. It's about every other relationship. Friends, colleagues, whatever manner I relate with you in, I always love to show love and affection. But today is not about romance or intimacy, boy-girl relationship. Today is about sisterhood. I don't know what my friends would say about me. I really have no idea what my friends would say about me, but I like to think of myself as someone who values friendship. I try by all means possible to make my friends feel valued. I make sure my friends feel important. And I'm talking about my inner circle of friends, because there's levels to friendship, honestly, or rather categories. I know not everybody's going to agree to that, but I think it's an issue that we really need to talk about, just so we can get to understand this friendship thing a little bit better. Okay? Sometimes we place so much value on people that don't deserve value we put on them. Sometimes we are in friendships where we have two different points of view. So I'll probably be looking at you as a friend that I can confide in with certain areas of my life, and then you find that the other person doesn't really look at me in that manner. That's why I'm saying there's levels to these friendships, or there's supposed to be categories. I love to say that the same way we define romantic relationships, we have entanglements, we have situationships, we have flings. I don't really know the differences, but we define relationships. We have those no strings attached kind of relationships, and then we have like a relationship where you are exclusive. You know that he's mine, I'm her, he's mine, I'm his. Yeah, he's mine, I'm his. Yeah, English. And you know, so with friendship, I think we need to define or categorize friendship. Like always, I always like to put down my notes so that I don't forget. You know, sometimes when you start talking, you just start talking and you forget the most important things. I really want to understand what the real definition of friendship is. I don't even want to go to Google. For me, friendship is that one bond, just family without biological bonds. Your emotions. I believe every relationship involves emotions, be it friendship or a romantic relationship. We invest emotions even in the things that we do. We ourselves as an individual, the things you do, you involve emotions. There's some sort of emotion that's attached to your habits, routines, and stuff like that. When you don't do certain things, you feel some type of way because there's some sort of attachment. Even in a friendship, your emotions are valid, and it does not matter how your friend is going to interpret the situation. It's always important that you speak out, let your friend know how you feel, because misunderstandings are normal. And the day we all just realize and understand and accept that having a misunderstanding is actually a good thing, because it helps us understand how our friends' reason, their thinking process, maybe even thinking capacity, their level of maturity. If the thing, like, you get to know people better when you have misunderstandings. So misunderstandings are a normal thing, and people should understand that even emotions are a normal thing. So if you feel some type of way because your friend is behaving some type of way or acting up, you have to learn to speak up. The same way you want to communicate in a romantic relationship, even in friendship, you have to learn to communicate how you feel, to communicate, to understand each other, to communicate, to hear each other. Don't just listen. Listen to understand your friend. Understand that we're different people. We will definitely have different points of view. We would disagree, and sometimes we would choose to agree to disagree, or let's just get to a realization that we're different people trying to make a relationship work, trying to make a friendship work. Let us communicate every single bit. Through misunderstandings, let us work to make the relationship work. Right? Defining friendship or categorizing your friends. There's a video that I watched of a certain girl on YouTube just a few days ago, and she spoke about categorizing friendship, and this is actually where I got the point. I liked how she defined her analysis of, is it grouping friends or defining friends? She said categorizing friendships, yes. So she said there's like inner circle, and then there's your outer circle. So the outer circle is really like mutual friends, sometimes it could be colleagues, and then there's like the outer circle, which is acquaintances, people we meet at maybe church, these places where we go not every day, people that you have a relationship with due to some things in common and all of that. I like to think that understanding the kind of relationship you have with someone helps you have a better relationship with them, because you know your boundaries. Once you categorize your friends or define your friendships, it helps you have a better understanding of what to expect from them, and they also understand what to expect from you. Now let me make this easy for us to understand. There's a friend of mine. It took a while for us to really get to a point where we agreed on how this friendship thing works. I know a lot of people, right? But I will tell you this. I have very few people that I can call my friends. And even the people that I have in my inner circle and my outer circle have been categorized. I like to define friendships based on how we relate. Understand how you relate with that person in what area of your life. So I know very well, people for groove are for groove. I won't come to you and talk about church. I won't come to you and talk about prayer. I know the people to talk about general life situations. When I just want to have that real talk, real conversation, like heart to heart conversations, like those conversations that have to do with my future plans, career, relationships, my marriage, my marriage, but no, we are not. No. Yes. But you know what I mean, right? Understand that nobody is good at everything. Nisa and I had a conversation about a week ago, and 2 weeks ago actually now. We spoke about understanding. Nisa is a therapist. So we usually have this for me, I like to think of her as my therapist, but she says due to being familiar with each other, she can't be my therapist. But every time I have a conversation with her, it's like a breath of fresh air. So I like to think of her as my therapist, because even when we're not really having therapy session, for me it is therapy session, because the conversations are just, So we had a conversation, and she was talking about how we need to understand our needs, right? Understand yourself, know your needs, emotional needs, physical needs. When you understand your needs, when you know your needs, you will know who is going to be able to fulfill or provide that need. If you want prayer, who is that person that you can call to pray with? If you want to go to the club, who is that person that you're gonna call to go to the club with? If you want to go have coffee and just have like a conversation, talk about girl talk and stuff like that, understand who is going to fulfill that in your life. I like to think that sometimes we tell the wrong people. Do you know it's possible to tell the wrong person the wrong information because they are wrong for that information? So the information is wrong as well because they are not the recipient of that message that you are trying to communicate. Understand your people. I have people that are my friends because of work. Our relationships do not go beyond the walls of the office. It ends there. I have people in my life that I relate with because of church. Our conversations are centered around the church, around ministry, and that's it. There are even people in my church that I cannot call and pray with because we do not have such a relationship. Then I have people I don't even go to the same church with that I pray with, because we relate like that. That person is not somebody I'm gonna go to and talk about Wendy Williams' situation is going, because really, like, we don't have that kind of a relationship, you know. There are people that I relate with because we've been in the same industry, in the media, or I've been once in the music industry, and because of that thing we have in common, we have a relationship. Oh, guys, this is my friend, blah 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 blah. But those people are just people that I meet once in a while. They're not people that I'll wake up on a random regular day and just call. No. But if you ask me, I'll say, oh yeah, Shanshan, you go, that's my guy, that's my friend, you know. So there's people like that, and that does not change the level of relationship we have. I have people that I don't talk to every day, but every single time we meet, we have deep conversations, and that's the kind of relationship we have. Even if we don't talk in 2 months, we know that, okay, but like, if I need them, they're available. So it saves you a lot of drama once you define your friendship, or once you categorize your friends. It will help you understand your limits, you will know your boundaries, and it just helps the both of you understand how far you can go. I mean, I believe that there's a time in a friendship you get to, and then you feel like addressing a certain situation, right? Feel like, why didn't you just speak about it? It seems like you've been holding back information. Then somebody will say, no, Kylie, we've never talked about such things. So I was thinking that maybe it wouldn't be appropriate for me to talk about it. Now then you understand that, okay, so we are communicating, we are understanding each other, and we are growing. Friendship is growing from what it has been, and it's maturing to another level. So there's levels to this. You mature from certain levels to other levels. Even friendship should be gradual. You know how the friendship grows should be gradual. You need to understand that you move from one level to another. As you know each other, as you communicate better and relate better, you begin to improve or increase on how you relate and stuff like that. So it's very important that you define your friendships or categorize your friendships. Yes. Swallow your pride. Guys, every relationship needs work. You have to work to make the relationship work. Pride has gotten in the way of so many friendships, so many relationships. It's because we always feel like, ukuchita apologize, and then what? You know, pride has caused so many relationships to crumble. There's nothing good that comes out of it. If there's a situation, guys, if you have a problem with your friends, please communicate. It just makes your relationship better. Put your pride aside, okay? It affects your friendship in so many ways. Makes you lose valuable people in your life, people that impact you in the most priceless ways. You know, just because you're too proud to apologize or sit down and have a conversation on an issue that has been bothering maybe both parties that are involved, or both, or one or two or more parties that are in the relationship. Pride. If you want to have a successful relationship, I think pride is something that you really have to get out of the way, because pride can cause a lot of harm than good. You know, the thing about friendship, yeah? Leaving home to live in other countries, this is my second time, has made me value friendship. And this is because when you leave home, like I left home the first time that I left home, even now, I didn't have relatives around. My friends became my family. And since then, I understood the importance of having people in your life. Okay? My friends did so much for me. My friends kept me. My friends were there for me. My friends this, my friends that. My friends were the center of my entire being in China. It's because of those relationships that I even survived in China, because of friendship. So for me, friendship is something that I value so much, because I feel like family through friends. In some friends, we have family. Some friends can do much more than your family can do. Being related by blood is not the only way you can have someone become family. It's much more than that. It's having a relationship, because there are people that are related by blood and they really do not have a relationship. They cannot relate as siblings, they cannot relate as cousins, they cannot relate as whatever, but friendship can give you all of those things. So my advice to you is go out there and really work on that friendship. If it's something you count as valuable, work on it, invest in it, make it work. Believe me, friendship is priceless. And I think the only reason it hurts so much to break up with a friend is because we offload too much. We tell our friends too much. You know, when you're in a relationship, you hold back certain things. You're like, this is my boyfriend, doesn't so let me just when narrating stuff to our friends, we narrate na visual, so like your friend can literally imagine what you're talking about. I understand that in most cases, when you date, your partner becomes your best friend, which is a very, very beautiful thing. But it also happens that, but you know, with the same friends, but okay, this is funny, guys. We will gossip about our friends with our partners, and we also gossip about our partners with our friends. This life no balance. But yeah, I've just thought about it. I've never really thought about it. Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, so for me, friendship, I'm at a point where friends are a really important part of my life, and I think leaving home for the second time has also just made me realize that in the last few years, between 2020 and now, I have built relationships that feel like they've been there for so many years. And now this just brings me to, you know what they say, that it's not about how long you've known someone, but the impact they've had in your life in the short time, that in the time that you have known them. Yeah, that is very true. I have experienced people in these 4 years that I have done things with, that have impacted me in so many ways, that have helped me grow so much. I have people in my life right now that I only knew between 2020 and now, and I look at them and I'm like, you've only been in my life for less than 5 years, you know. So I have gotten to a point where after leaving China and making friends, my approach to how I make friends is different, and even how I relate, how I deal with situations in my friendships is just different. I love my friends so much, and I really don't know what I would do without them. And not only that, I have come to a point where my friends personalize my issues and I do the same. And even when one of us has a problem, it's our problem. Like we need to fix you, you know. I've had such relationships. But also, one of the things that I think for me is a superpower. I think this is like a strength for me. I have come to master the art of having individual relationships with people, even in a group setting. Now, what I mean by this is I can hang out with 4 people, right? And still have individual relationships with each one of them. So I believe that every person is unique in a certain way. And because of that uniqueness, we relate with each person differently. There are people that you will know, right? Maybe I know 3 people and sometimes we spend time together, right? So these 3 people are people that I'm familiar with. We will hang out and, you know, have conversations and whatnot. And still, I'm able to have like individual relationships with each one of them. Now, what I mean is I understand each person as an individual. So even when there's a situation that affects the 3, I will navigate through the situation by understanding every person's character and what influences their decision or their interpretation of whatever problem comes around, you know, because we may be friends and really be good and whatnot, but our understanding or interpretation of certain situations may differ due to how we were brought up or our experiences and all factors that come into play when it comes to decision making or reasoning or just understanding of situations. And that has really helped me, you know, relate with people so well. And not only that, I have also understood that it's okay to fall out. There are certain phases we get to in life that can't accommodate certain relationships, and it's very okay to let them go, because in as much as we want to fix those relationships, they just won't work because they are done. Like that era, that phase, that part of your life is about to be gone. It cannot be erased, all right? You cannot erase it, but you cannot just carry it over to the next phase of your life. So having friendships that we want to hold on to for the rest of our lives sometimes becomes toxic, because even when the time for that friendship has come to an end, we want to drag the friendships. So we find ourselves in situations that really have these never-ending misunderstandings or ending tension, where we start doing the blame game and saying, no, it's because mlenga mpela attitude mulenga no, it's not even about the attitude. I think it's just the time that, like, God places people in our lives for various reasons, you know, and for some people they come for a period of time. God will intentionally put people in your life for certain things to be fulfilled, and once that is fulfilled, that is done, so they gotta go. There are certain people that help us grow out of certain things that we don't need to carry on to the next phases of our lives, and without them we cannot outgrow them. When I started understanding that, I started understanding why certain relationships didn't last. All right, some relationships will not be there, and you know, it's not like there's bad blood, no bad blood. When you meet them, you talk, you laugh, you crack jokes, but that person was once close to you and they're just not in your life the way they were before. That's a reminder that certain people are meant to be a part of your story, not just throughout the story. Once they do their job, the phase is done. That part of your life, that chapter is closed. Move on. You're gonna meet new people. So in that regard, I'd love to think that not every relationship is actually meant to last forever. In most cases, we start these friendships with intentions of, you know, making them last, but at some point, there are just certain things that you're just not going to force. because listen, I'm coming for bomba. And friends of friends. The thing about friendship that also makes it hard, I think, is we'll still get back to us understanding the kinds of relationships we have with people. With committees being a thing in our country, or in my country, Zambia, like wedding committees is a big issue. You know, where Ninkongole, like for me, I really do not think of it as Inkongole because there are certain people that have the confidence to put me in their wedding committees and whatever. Their committees, they'll even invite me to their weddings, and just a whole bunch of personal stuff. But I mean this in the nicest way possible. When I think about it, I'm not going to invite to my wedding. I'm not going to put in my committee. I'm not going to invite to very personal stuff because I just don't think we have that kind of a relationship. And for me, a wedding is sacred. Like celebrating such parts of my life, such things is very, very personal, and I'm not going to. So you see, in that aspect, it's one-sided. But Futi, I don't know if it's one-sided or it's just that we just want people to be in our committees. Okay, that one, I don't know about, because I really just don't feel like I relate with them on that level. Yeah. So some people just take life easy and they're okay, they're comfortable doing that. For me, really. Who their friends really are. Because Futi abantu bari kwatechi mpwena. Even somebody you just met 2 months ago, you want to put in your committee. And then what? Like, really, what's the plan? What are you trying to achieve? What kind of a relationship do you have with that particular person? For me, it's quite a big issue, and I don't think it's something that I'll take lightly. So if at all you're watching this and you just hear that I'm getting married or I got married and you were not invited, and anyway, I don't know about that, but I don't want a wedding. So there's no invitation. And I don't even want a wedding committee because there's no wedding. So yeah, we just go to court and we go to church. Chapwa. It takes a lot to make a friendship work. That's something that I have learned. It takes a lot to make a friendship work, and it's not a one-sided thing. It's a game for all. Each person has to play their part. Each person has to bring their contribution. Each person has to put in work. Each person has to put in effort. Each person has a role to play. So friendship for me is not it's not a one man's game. We all can play this game. It's important that we just understand where we stand in a relationship with our friends so that we do not have too many expectations. You will place so much value on someone who doesn't value you the same way. It's very painful. I've had people, even though I'm saying this, I've had people in my life that I really wanted, that I was expecting to invite me to their weddings, that I was expecting to make me a bridesmaid, that I was expecting, but it just never happened, right? Then there are people that I met in a very short period of time. We've had like a really good friendship, we have a very good relationship, and they invite me to their events, and it feels right to go because of how I relate with them, Then there are those people that will invite me in a very short period of time, and I just don't feel like the relationship has matured to get to that level, and I just feel like, hey, should I even know? And for me, I'm not going to pretend. If I don't want to go, I don't want to go, I'm not gonna go. Yeah, that it's just really that. We need all forms of love. We need love from our family, we need love from our friends, we need love from our partners, we need love from our colleagues, we need love from everywhere. And that's what completes your life, because You won't tell me that because of a successful relationship, you're not going to need friends. You won't tell me that because of having a good relationship with your family, your siblings, you won't need friends or a boyfriend or a girlfriend. Friendship is as important as every other relationship. Yeah. Friendship breakups hurt, but they hurt more. They hurt because we don't want to make things work. They hurt because we have pride. They hurt because we don't communicate. They hurt because we place value on people that don't deserve it. They hurt because there's so many things that we just need to, understand. They hurt because we do not categorize our friends. We don't know who's for what and when. Just understand who is who in your life and what their role is. It will save you a lot of drama. My best friend is a lawyer, right? Tell me how my best friend is gonna come and have a conversation with me that is relating to law or lawsuits. I can't relate. Even the jokes, the humor, I won't get it. You get it? So there's no way she's gonna have to come to me when she has situations going on in that area of her life. So she needs to identify people who are supposed to fit that position, because I definitely won't fit it. Oversize, my dear. Speaking of me not understanding your relationship, categorizing or defining your friendships, guys, my best friend didn't even make me her chief bridesmaid. I was not the maid of honor. My best friend didn't even. I was not even on the lineup. This one chopped me. Just joking. This might be a series because there's still a lot more stuff that I want to talk about, and I have a few people that I'm gonna ask to join me just to, add a bit more flavor to this conversation, and also just because I want to get different perspectives from different people on what their thoughts are on sisterhood and friendship. Yeah. But one other thing also is, a lot of people speak about being in a squad. I'm a friendship, I am a squad. Mwangala badi four, shan. I've really had successful friendships where there's more than two people. I've never really had such a bad experience when it comes to that. I don't think I've ever been. I'm not a groupie. Twangala vengi. No. And if at all I do have such relationships, I think they're so good that they feel so good to even think of them, because I'm actually just thinking about the toxic side of having squads. Now is when I'm realizing that I don't have that kind of drama in my life anymore. And this is not to say that I've never had friendship drama in my life. I can write the book. I can write the book. Hey! Anyways, guys, so thank you so much for watching this video. This is gonna be a series, so I will drop another video on friendship, sisterhood, friendship breakups, and a whole bunch of things surrounding friendship. So yes, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for the love, and thank you so much for the endless support that you are always showing me. If you are not on my TikTok, search for Maureen Komwenda. I will definitely follow you back, because now I am finally back and active. Yay! I'm not on Instagram and Facebook for now. I'm on Snapchat right now, so I will get back very soon. But see you in my next video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment, please. And don't forget to share. I love you guys. I'll see you in my next video.